Hello there, good morning, and welcome to the Football Tribe YouTube channel. My name is Robert K. Sakos, and thank you for tuning in from wherever it is that you're watching or listening this from, whether it is at work, at home, or while in transit. Thank you for tuning in. You're much appreciated. Today, we'll be previewing the Sunday action that will be coming your way this weekend as Arsenal host their rivals, Manchester United, in the Premier League on match day 4. But before we divulge into all that, I will be giving you an update on the UEFA Champions League draws as they happened last evening, as well as the UEFA awards that also did happen last evening. So join me on this journey as we look through all that news. We'll kick things off in Monaco, where the UEFA Champions League draws happened last evening, with Group F chosen by most as the group of death. Now, Group F does pit the seven-time champions of AC Milan alongside PSG of France, with Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle United of Premier League together in the same pot. So that is the group of death as dubbed by most. We'll be waiting to see what action they bring for us to the table. Now, Group A did beat Manchester United against Bayern Munich, a team they beat up against in that famous 1999 UEFA Champions League final, alongside Copenhagen and Galatasaray, while Arsenal found themselves in Group B alongside the UEFA Europa League reigning champions of Sevilla, alongside PSV, who they met last year in the UEFA Europa League group stages. Now, in that group, they will also be meeting RC Lens from France. The other group saw Manchester City, the defending champions, alongside Germany's RB Leipzig, Estrella Roger, and Young Boys. So those are the four groups that have the Premier League teams there. Elsewhere, Group C did pit Napoli against Real Madrid, while with Braga and Union Berlin. Group D has Benfica, Inter Milan, Salzburg, and Real Sociedad. The other group is Group E, which has Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic. Meanwhile, lastly is Group H with Barcelona, FC Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Royal Antwerp. So those were the UEFA Champions League draws as they happened last night. Moving on to the UEFA awards, UEFA President Alexander Safarini did pay tribute to former German striker Miroslav Klose as he awarded him the UEFA President's Award there. But on the night, it was Manchester City's Erling Haaland who won the Men's Player of the Year, while Aitana Bonmat of Barcelona won the Women's Player of the Year. Among the managers, they did choose Manchester City's Pep Guardiola for Coach of the Year, while Sarina Wiegman of the England Lionesses, did win the Women's Coach of the Year. So those were the awards as awarded in Monaco last evening or last night, depending on the timeline within which you were keeping tabs on that. So that's it all from the UEFA side. We will be moving now straight to that big fixture that will be coming on Sunday between Arsenal and Manchester United. So big action coming your way on Super Sunday. But before that comes, action will kick off on Saturday at 2:30 p.m. with Sheffield United hosting Everton, while Brentford will be at home against FC Bournemouth. Burnley play Tottenham Hotspurs. Chelsea host Nottingham Forest. Manchester City will play Fulham with kickoff at 5 p.m. Brighton and Hove Albion will play Newcastle at 7:30 p.m. while Sunday will see Crystal Palace host Wolverhampton Wanderers. Liverpool will host Aston Villa, while Manchester United travel to Arsenal there on Super Sunday. So let's look at the rivalry the renewal of rivalries between Manchester United and Arsenal. Now, if you do not live in the UK and you reside elsewhere across the globe, this could be the biggest fixture and biggest rivalry in English football. Of course, locally, if you ask them, they would say Manchester United versus Liverpool could be a bigger battle. Arsenal Tottenham is way up there with those big derbies, as well as Liverpool versus Everton, the Merseyside derby, among many others. But as far as Premier League football goes, beyond the borders of the United Kingdom, you would say Manchester United versus Arsenal is way up there as the biggest rivalry. Now, the two sides haven't had a bright start to the Premier League season. Now, the points on their board could suggest otherwise, but the performances that we've seen on the pitch have been very, very underwhelming, so to say. Look at Arsenal, who did beat up against Nottingham Forest on their first day, on their first game of the Premier League by 2 goals to 1, then went on to beat Crystal Palace by a goal to nil on match day 2, while before drawing 2-2 against Fulham on match day 3. On the other side, Manchester United beat up against Wolves by a goal to nil on match day 1, went and lost by 2 goals to 0 against Tottenham Hotspurs before beating Nottingham Forest by 3 goals to 2. Now, both sides have been underwhelming with their performances. Manchester United shipping in 4 goals already, while Arsenal, on the other side, have also been culprits, shipping in 3 goals already. In terms of actual pitch performances, Manchester United had to pick themselves up from 2 goals down against Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. Now, very, very worrying since there. Although they managed to pick all 3 points, the performance was pretty concerning, as well as that of Arsenal against Fulham, conceding in the first minute to Pereira, with Bukayo Saka playing at that loose ball. Just they managed to pick themselves up and get the game in their grips and led it, but eventually fell to that Paulinho equalizer. Now, in recent times, usually this game is won by the team that is lesser on form. Now, it is hard to say who is on better form, given that they've all just played 3 fixtures of the season. So the fixture has come very early on in the Premier League season, and it will be the last fixture before the international break. Both teams have some injuries to contend with, but Arsenal have it the lesser, with only Mohamed El Neni and Urian Timber the ones sidelined. On the other side, Manchester United have a full scope of injuries on their list, including Rafael Varane, who is sidelined, Luke Shaw, Tyler Malacia, Mason Mount, Amad Diallo, as well as Kobe Mainoo. All those are sidelined and are set to miss Sunday's action against Arsenal at the Emirates. Don't be surprised if you see a host of changes in their respective lineups there. So, in terms of again of lineups, on the other side, Arsenal could welcome back Zinchenko as well as Gabriel Jesus, who were both substitutes in their 2-2 draw against Fulham last weekend. On the side of Manchester United, Rasmus Højlund, that striker, the summer signing from Atlanta, is back in training and is expected to make his debut, maybe not a full debut, but at least his debut against Arsenal. So let's keep eyes out on that. Now let's go head to head between the two sides. In the Premier League, the two sides have met 71 times, with Arsenal winning only 19, while Manchester United have won the fixture 32 times recorded. But in the last 5 meetings, Arsenal have won 3 of those, while Manchester United won the other 2, including that 2-0 victory in the summer during the preseason in the US. You remember that game where Arsenal lost by 2 goals to 0. On the other side, Arsenal, back in the Premier League, have won 4 of their last 5 games against Manchester United at the Emirates Stadium, with the other ending in a draw. But it is also important to note that Arsenal have only lost 2 of their last 24 Premier League games at the Emirates Stadium, and Those came last season against Manchester City back in February, while before losing to Brighton and Hove Albion late on in May as the season winded down. That is the picture that we are looking on between the two sides. Eric Ten Hag versus Mikel Arteta. Remember last season, Manchester United did beat up against Arsenal by 3 goals to 1 when they hosted them at Old Trafford, and Arsenal did win the reverse fixture by 3-2 at the Emirates. Remember Marcus Rashford with that sumptuous strike, while Eddie Nketiah found the equalizer. Then it was Bukayo Saka that gave Arsenal that lead to make it 2-1, and then Lisandro Martinez with that header that made it 2-2, and then Eddie Nketiah won it late on. Zinchenko and Trossard involved in that move that saw Eddie Nketiah kick that ball over the line past David De Gea. David De Gea is now out of the picture. It will be Andre Onana that the likes of Kai Havertz or Eddie Nketiah or Gabriel Jesus face in goal on the other side. My expected lineups will be as such for either side. Arsenal, we do expect Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Now, a lot of criticism has been pelted at Mikel Arteta, especially with the way he chooses his backline. Will he change his mind? I'm not too sure, but I'll take a gamble on him and say we will start William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes in centre back and Zinchenko playing at left back, while Ben White will play at right back. Should that not be the case, I wouldn't be surprised to see Takahiro Tomiyasu playing at right back and Ben White stay in at centre back alongside William Saliba with Zinchenko tucked in on the left side. In midfield, few questions there. But that's to say, I do not expect Thomas Partey to be playing right back. So in midfield, we expect Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, and Martin Odegaard just to relieve some pressure of Kai Havertz. He will be starting on the bench in this one. That's what I suspect. Well, like I said, I do not know for sure. We'll see what really happens. And then Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, as well as Eddie Nketiah to lead the line in that 4-3-3 system. On the side of Manchester United, Andre Onana in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, Lisandro Martinez alongside Victor Lindelof, that centre back. It could be Anthony, it could be even Scott McTominay, although that is so remote to think of. So, but anyway, in midfield, we expect Casemiro to be available for selection. I expect him to play alongside Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes, while at the front, we expect Marcus Rashford, Anthony on one side, and Alejandro Garnacho to lead those lines in a 4-3-3 system. Well, I do not expect that Rasmus Højlund will be given a full debut, so I do not expect him to start at the front, but I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Martial is brought in to lead the line and then have Marcus Rashford on the left wing. So anything could happen. We'll wait to see what the managers bring, what lineups they bring for us on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as kick-off time. So what are your predictions, guys? Well, I'm not quite sure, but I do think Arsenal may have the edge over this one, whereas both sides have shown early signs of poor performances. I do think Arsenal have the edge over this one, especially bearing in mind that it's a home game at the Emirates. So that's it for me from here at the Football Tribe. Do not forget to subscribe if you're new, comment, like, and share, and invite all your friends to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you next time. Stay blessed.